Welcome back, Stalkers. Last time we started by heading back to Cordon to recover military documents from the base. It wasn't easy, but we managed to sneak in, grab the intel, and make it out before the patrols caught us. After that, we paid a visit to the mentor to deliver his friend's guitar, providing him a bit of closure, earning ourselves a dosimeter in the process, an essential tool in radiophobia for detecting anomalies from a distance. After stopping for a visit with Fox, we left heading north, but things took a dark turn for us as we pushed into garbage. Bandits were everywhere, and despite our best efforts, we lost both Gasser and Woodpecker in the chaos. Losing them was a blow, but we had to keep moving forward. They were good stalkers. With little time to regroup, we fought our way through Agroprom. The zone wasn't about to let us off easy. Military forces, mutants, and anomalies all stood in our way as we made our way toward the tunnel entrance that Mole revealed. With new alliances forged through the fires of battle and the tunnel entrance in sight, we're just getting started. The zone's challenges are only getting more dangerous, but the path to S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s lair leads us deeper underground where untold horrors lurk. This is Radiophobia, a total conversion mod for Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, one of my favorite entries into the Stalker series. This mod ramps up the difficulty with new storylines, enhanced visuals, and a tougher survival mechanic. It's a whole new level of challenge, and today we're jumping headfirst into the darkness. Today, we've got a tough road ahead of us as we push deeper into the zone. With Mole's tip about S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s hideout, the only way forward is through the tunnels beneath Agroprom. Crawling with mutants, anomalies, and danger at every turn, we're sure to be in a fight for our life. But that's just the beginning. After making it through the tunnels, we'll have to sneak through the military complex to the southwest, recover some vital intel from the 3rd floor, and then hopefully escape without being detected. Our goal? To reach Rostock by early morning, where we'll meet up with the barkeep at the 100 Rads bar and deliver the documents that hold who knows what inside. The zone isn't going to make this easy, but if we want answers about S.T.A.L.K.E.R., we've got to press forward. Now, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What's your go-to strategy when dealing with the military in the Agroprom military base? Do you sneak in, or do you take them head on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the journey. Gear up. Stay sharp. It's gonna be a long night. Upon entering the tunnels of Agroprom, we were immediately reminded that the zone doesn't play favorites. A lone stalker had met his end right at the tunnel entrance, a grim, foreboding sign of what lay ahead. After gathering what few supplies he had left behind, we steeled ourselves and pressed forward into the darkness. welcoming party, a group of bandits, was determined to stop us from reaching the deeper parts of the tunnel, where its secrets waited to be uncovered. We'd taken a few hits, so patching ourselves up and looting what we could find from the bodies was a must. You'll also notice that in this episode, we've turned off the HUD, leaving only the status indicators at the bottom. This decision elevated the immersion and added another layer of challenge to the experience. After searching through the bandits, I managed to find a pump-action shotgun. Down here, in the tunnels, it's going to be all close quarters, and the double barrel just wasn't going to cut it. This new firepower might give us a fighting chance, but the deeper we go, the more dangerous it gets. It's time to descend even further into the tunnels. Somewhere down here is S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s lair, and whatever awaits us, it's sure to be sinister. It was already clear we weren't down here alone, but there's something far more sinister lurking in these halls. This was a bloodsucker, and where there's one, there are always more. A nest must be hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of Agroprom, but the noise of our shots is bound to attract more attention than we can handle. The military is down here with us, likely searching for the same answers. We need to stay frosty if we're going to survive long enough to find S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s hideout. This soldier had been guarding the corridor, but with a bit of a distraction from another stalker wandering the tunnels, we were able to flank him. We're pushing deeper now, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R's hideout must be close. This is it. S.T.A.L.K.E.'s famed hideout. Somewhere in here, there are bound to be answers or clues that will lead us right to him. The suspicion was correct. More bloodsuckers had found their way into this part of the tunnels, likely drawn by the gunfire and the scent of blood. If we're going to proceed from here, we'll need to stay vigilant. The zone doesn't give up its secrets lightly, and it's sure to demand a pound of flesh as payment. It's time to set our sights on the documents hidden in the military complex. These tunnels are our only path forward. If we have any hope of getting back above ground, we'll need to push deeper, searching for a way out. If we had any hope of making it further, we'll need to hunt down the bloodsuckers lurking in this part of the tunnels. If we push ahead without dealing with them, they're sure to strike from the shadows when we least expect it. With the bloodsucker dealt with, we thought we were in the clear. But there was one straggler left, lurking in the shadows, waiting. Down here in the depths of the zone, nothing is ever truly over until the last threat is silenced. If we were going to move forward, we need to take him down before he can make his move.
Лучше не нарывайся. Выходи сам с поднятым... Собаку пристрелил.
With the last of the stragglers down in this part of the tunnels, we moved deeper into the suffocating darkness, each step echoing in the hollow, forgotten depths of the Agroprom. Down here, the silence is deceiving, too thick, too heavy. Every corner feels like a trap, every shadow a waiting enemy. The zone has a way of hiding its horrors just beyond the edge of your light, ready to strike when you least expect it. Our wounds may be patched up, but the deeper we go, the more the tunnel seems to close in around us. It's as if the very air carries the weight of all those who came before and never made it out. The truth is, we don't know what's waiting for us further ahead, only that it's there, lurking in the dark, watching us. The path forward is unclear, but there's no turning back now. Whatever horrors the zone has in store, we'll face them soon enough. With our silent assailant finally revealing himself, we were up against a controller. The air around me thickened with its psychic grip, my vision blurring as the assault came in waves. I had no choice but to peek around the corner, taking shots when I could, careful not to expose myself for too long. One wrong move, and it would have been over. Slowly, shot by shot, we wore him down. With the controller finally cold, the path to the surface was open again. But even with this victory, something tells me we're not out of danger yet. It feels like we're jumping out of the frying pan and straight into the fire. The rain fell in sheets, a constant drumming on the dilapidated rooftops of the military complex. Even in its rundown state, the place felt oppressive, like the zone itself had left its mark on the walls. The sounds of the night echoed around us, mutants howling in the distance, disembodied voices drifting through the rain, and the eerie hum of anomalies waiting for unsuspecting prey. The zone is alive, and so are the nightmares it gives to those unfortunate enough to sleep within its grasp. Soldiers, some caught in restless sleep, tossed and murmured in their bunks, victims of the brain scorcher's twisted effects. Others, fully awake, patrolled the complex, their flashlights sweeping across the ground, the beams cutting through the dark like blades. We stayed low, moving silently through the unpatrolled areas, the rain muffling our steps. To add to the silence, I removed my gas mask. The air felt heavier without it, but the quiet was worth the trade. With every movement, the tension built. My silenced pistol, scavenged from the tunnels, was ready in my hand. I dared not use my flashlight unless absolutely necessary. It could give me away in an instant. The darkness was my ally, and I moved through it like a shadow. We slipped through the main entrance, undetected, with the complex looming around us. The tension was palpable, like the zone itself was watching. Inside, the real challenge awaited. Step by step, I climbed the stairs to the third floor. Each creak of the old building's bones, a reminder of just how close we were to being discovered. The documents were up there, and if we made it, they'd hold the key to something far bigger than us. But for now, all that mattered was staying quiet, staying hidden. Once inside the complex, it was a waiting game. The stairwell became my cover, a place to disappear while the patrols above me moved back and forth, unaware of what was lurking below. Patience. That's what this next part demanded. Rushing would get me killed, and alerting the others would turn this quiet infiltration into a fight for survival. Every step they took, every turn they made, I waited, watching the patterns, feeling the tension grow. Timing is everything. You only get one shot at this before the alarm rings out. And trust me, in a place like this, The last thing you want is to announce your presence. After what felt like an eternity, the moment came. 2 soldiers lined up perfectly. With the silenced pistol in hand, I took them down. Clean, quiet. No one was any wiser. From there, I moved to the roof. Even though the patrols hadn't been alerted, I wasn't taking any chances. The alarm bullhorn would be my next target. One clean shot, and it was disabled. Maybe it doesn't make a difference, but if things go sideways, I don't want that sound blaring across the complex, giving the whole base a reason to hunt me down. With the roof secure, it was time to make my way back down. There was one more patrol standing between me and the documents. Every step had to be silent. I crept along the opposite side of the 3rd floor, staying low, the darkness swallowing me whole as I waited. Patience. Timing. I could hear the soldier's footsteps getting closer, his flashlight beam sweeping the walls. I waited, hidden around the corner, watching for that one moment. The flicker of his light as he turned away. That was my cue. Silently, I slipped out from the shadows and took him down with the silenced pistol. One shot was all it took. With him out of the way, the path to the documents was finally clear. I moved into the office, grabbed the documents, and just as I thought I had a clean escape, 2 more soldiers blocked my way.
Він має домовитися з доловцями, щоб тебе пропустили. Тож шпаняй швиденько до нього.
The silence shattered in an instant. I rounded a corner, running straight into one of them. In the narrow hallway, there was no time to think, just to react. A quick burst of shots, and he was down, but every second counted. I rushed back to the roof, heart pounding, and found the fire escape, my exit. With the sound of the footsteps echoing in the building behind me, I knew it was time to go. The fire escape would get me out, but it wouldn't guarantee my safety. I made it down the fire escape, but the rain wasn't enough to mask my movements from the sentry in the southwestern guard tower. A few shots rang out, cracking through the downpour as I sprinted for cover. The path out of here was clear. The break in the military complex wall right below the tower, but the sentry stood in my way, and the silenced pistol wasn't going to cut it this time. I took out the AK that I got from Gus. One quick volley and the sentry was down, but the damage was done. The base knew something was wrong, even without the alarm blaring. With no time to waste, I patched myself up, checked my PDA to get my bearings, and ran for the cover of the woods. The hills surrounding the military complex would have to be my shield now, keeping me out of sight as I made my escape. In the distance, the sound of the helicopter blades cut through the rain. They launched a search, but luck was on my side. It moved off, leaving the rain as my only companion in the near pitch-black darkness. With my light off, I pressed on, letting the shadows hide me. The woods offered some relief, but the road ahead was swarming with military patrols. I couldn't risk using the roads, not with anomalies nearly invisible in the dark. One wrong step could mean the end. I stuck to the underbrush, keeping the patrols and the anomalies at bay as I made my way towards the pathway to garbage. The woods provided cover, but not a clear path forward. As I approached the way into garbage, it became obvious. The route was blocked. A group of soldiers stood in my way, heavily armed and on high alert. There was no sneaking past this time. A firefight was inevitable, and every second spent waiting meant more risk of being flanked or caught off guard. The rain poured down around us, but the silence of the zone was about to break. I took aim and opened fire. One by one they fell, but these soldiers weren't going down without a fight. The sound of gunfire echoed through the forest. but the AK held strong. Once the last soldier hit the ground, it was time to move. No time to linger, no time to reflect. The path to garbage was clear now, and there was no looking back. With the rain at my back and the way ahead open, I pushed forward into garbage, where the zone was sure to offer new challenges. After what we pulled off in the military complex, stealth has become second nature to us. It's a skill we can't afford to leave behind, not here in the heart of garbage, where bandits are making their push. We've learned that sometimes the best weapon isn't the one in our hands, but the patience to stay hidden. As we enter the area, it's time to put those lessons into practice again. The new binoculars will help us scout a path, giving us an edge over these thugs. With the bandit presence growing, it's not just about avoiding a fight, it's about navigating through their territory without tipping them off. The goal here is to minimize confrontation and save our ammo for when it's really needed. Moving quietly and staying out of sight has kept us alive this far. Let's see if we can pull it off again. Something's got the mutants stirred up. It's likely the increased stalker presence pushing them out of their usual hunting grounds. Boars and their once domesticated cousins, the flesh, roam these paths, and their appetites are insatiable. In the zone, even the animals aren't what they once were, mutated, aggressive, and always hungry. As we take these back paths through garbage, we're bound to run into more of them. They may not be stalkers, but their lethality is still very real. In the darkness of the early morning, their senses are sharper than ours. We'll need to stay vigilant. One wrong move in the shadows, and they'll be on us before we have a chance to react. After pushing further along these dark, rugged paths, we notice a stirring up ahead. The wind must have shifted, carrying our scent forward. Not good. Whatever's waiting for us just caught wind of our presence, and it sounds like we're about to have a lot of problems on our hands. We'll need to stay sharp, keep our eyes open, and be ready for anything. This part of the zone doesn't give us second chances. With the last of the flesh dealt with, it was time to collect our bounty. Mutant parts might seem like a waste of time to some, but in the zone, they hold real value, especially for hunters roaming these parts. If we can make it to one of them, there's a good payment to be had. While these parts may not always be directly useful to us, they can often be traded for something we need. It's like getting free supplies for work we're already doing. In a place like the zone, where every resource counts, it's a no-brainer to profit from our hard work along the way. We'd finally made it to the path to Rostock. The journey had taken its toll, but we were nearly there. First, we'd need to check in with the duty officer, who would grant us passage once he knew who we were and why we needed to get into Rostock. This is the last leg of our journey, our final push, toward what little civilization the zone has to offer. Rostock and the 100 Rads bar await, A brief moment of rest, a place to gather information, and maybe, just maybe, some answers.
Попало, не пропускаем.
Сталкер меченый, ты вошел на территорию Долга по просьбе бармена. Бармена мы уважаем и пропустили тебя. Но не забывай, что ты рядом с нашей базой. Любая попытка нападения на наших людей будет пресечена очень жестоко.
Upon entering Rostock, it was clear the zone was at war with the stalkers who had taken up arms here. The Duty faction, known for its mission to contain and ultimately destroy the zone, has made Rostock their stronghold. But no matter how hard they try to tame it, the zone always pushes back, escalating the conflict at every turn. Rostock may be considered a safe place by zone standards, but it's under constant siege from the mutants and anomalies that surround it. Duty's forces are regularly tested by waves of mutants, most notably dogs and boars, and this area is prone to sudden attacks, forcing them to stay on high alert at all times. It's as if the zone itself has a need to restore balance, responding to every action with an equally violent reaction. If we can make it to the safety of Rostock's walls, we'll be safe for now, but that safety, like everything in the zone, is temporary. We finally made it to Rostock, a momentary sanctuary in the chaos of the zone. The journey was grueling, but here within the walls of this fortress, we could take a breath. Though even here, safety is fleeting. The constant attacks from the mutants and the zone's relentless hostility make it clear. Nothing stays calm for long. The 100 Rads Bar is our next stop, a place where stalkers, mercenaries, and traders gather, sharing tales of survival. But we're not here for the stories. We're here to deliver these documents. Sidorovich said they'd be valuable to the barkeep, and maybe, just maybe, they'll provide the leads we need to track down S.T.A.L.K.E.R. For now, we'll settle into the dim warmth of the bar, make the trade, and prepare for our next step in our journey. But our time here will be short.
Вітаю, мічений. Приніс документи з Агропрома. Чудова робота, мічений. Нарешті документи в нас. Тепер мені треба в них розібратися. Може, довідаюсь, як пробитися на північ. До речі, якщо тобі потрібні гроші, можеш піти розважитись на арені. Значить так. За документами, котрі ти приніс із Агропрома, я тут починаю дещо розуміти, але даних не вистачає. Тут зазначено якусь лабораторію X-18. За описом вона схожа на полишені підземні приміщення у темній долині. Доведеться тобі туди збігати і добути решту інформації. Тільки лабораторія та закрита, і щоб відкрити її, знадобляться 2 електронних ключі. Один я тобі дам, а другий забереш у кабана в темній долині. Усе, що слід зробити, отримати другий ключ від лабораторії X-18, зайти всередину і добути відсутню частину документів. Не забудь дістати костюм, що захищає від радіації, бо без нього там не пройдеш. Ну що, мічений, берешся?
And that's where we'll end it for today, Stalkers. The documents are in the hands of the barkeep, but our work is far from over. Next, we'll be heading deeper into the zone, traveling through the eastern edges of Garbage where the bandits have taken control toward the Dark Valley. Rumors speak of a hidden lab there, one that may hold vital clues in our search for S.T.A.L.K.E.R. If you've enjoyed the journey so far, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below about what you'd do differently when sneaking through the military complex, or what gear you'd prioritize on your next leg of your journey. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay sharp, stay alive, and get out of here, Stalker.